Jimmie Johnson, is there nothing you won't put an engine on? Bar stools, dumpsters, bathtubs. It's like you'll put an engine on anything. Jimmie Johnson is one of the stars of NASCAR. He won the Sprint Cup 500 million straight times, and this is his new video game, Jimmie Johnson's Anything with an Engine, for the Xbox 360. It's also out for the PS3 and soon to be available for the Wii. Now this game has nothing to do with NASCAR. It's actually a kart racing game, like Mario Kart, but with motorized toilets, driven by a sumo wrestler with a spastic colon. And I am not making that up. I'm not sure how kart racing will alleviate one's irritable bowel syndrome, but that's just a bit of the gastrointestinal humor found in this game. Actually, Anything with an Engine has very little to do with bowels, irritable or not, but a lot to do with crazy kart racing. Originally destined to be an Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network release, it's instead been released on an actual disc at a lower than normal price tag. Does it break new ground for the genre? No. Is it fun? Yep.
Fabulous!
The structure of the career mode is pretty basic. You've got a series of cups, each with 7 races. Complete one cup and move on to the next. Each cup is filled with a variety of race types. There's standard races and time trials, and some other more involved modes like Matador, where the field of 8 racers is divided in 2, each group racing in the opposite direction of the other. There's also a knockout mode variation called Survival, where a timer counts down during the race, and if you're in last place when it reaches 0, you explode and are eliminated. Another cool race type is Endurance, which adds a twist to a standard lengthy race by giving you points for your race position as you complete each lap. The final race in each cup is a best 2 out of 3 duel against Jimmie Johnson himself. You have to be in first place in the standings to unlock it, but if you're short on points, you can redo any race you want to try to improve your position, rather than have to rerun the entire cup. In addition to the single-player career and single race modes, there's split-screen multiplayer for up to 4 people, system link, and online play. One of the big draws for this game are the karts made from lawnmowers and other junk, and the zany characters that drive them. There's a bunch of drivers to choose from, and you get to unlock a new one when you complete a cup. Each character has his or her own kart with different specifications and weapon designs. They all handle well, and most can be sent into a drift pretty easily. But they aren't loose. In fact, the handling is sure and responsive, and the drifting is very controllable. Each kart has Nitro Boost, mines, missiles, and side rams. You gain access to them by earning votes from the crowd by driving over light switches on the track, power sliding, and just generally being awesome. When you reach a specific amount of votes, one ability will be enabled. The order in which they're unlocked depends on the race, but if you pay attention early on to getting support from the crowd, you'll open up all of them soon enough. Once unlocked, ramming and nitro are available freely, though you do have to wait for your engine to cool to reuse your nitro. Missiles and mines have a finite amount of ammo which can be replenished by heading into the pits, which will repair your kart as well, and having pit stops adds some welcome strategy to the game. Some abilities can be used defensively. Mines can stop an incoming missile, though if you leave a mine hanging off the back of your kart, it will slow you down a little. Nitro Boost can also be used to avoid a missile. The only problem I have is that your nitro is activated with a double tap of the gas button, which means you're pretty much guaranteed to miss a boost sometimes by not tapping quick enough. I also found that sometimes when feathering the gas with the right trigger, the nitro would activate when I didn't want it to. I don't think this is a big deal, but it could have been avoided by just putting nitro on one of the unused controller buttons. The tracks are well designed with a nice mix of speedy straights and intricate corners. Each course has its own theme, and there's a great amount of detail put into the artwork so that each one feels distinct. There's a shortcut in each track that will open up if you're way behind and have enough popularity with the crowd. In addition, each track has a trap which is activated by a large red button on the course, and this will block or slow down the drivers in front of you if they're unlucky to get hit by it. Finally, the computer AI is really good, and I think the game is really challenging, especially at the all-star level. The CPU drivers will not be hesitant to use their weapons against you, and they'll also utilize the Nitro Boost when appropriate. Jimmie Johnson's Anything with an Engine has been billed as Mario Kart for adults. I don't know why toilet paper missiles are considered more adult than Koopa shells, but that's a topic for another time. What is important is that this game's a blast. The racing can be pretty intense, and there's a few cool race types which add a little bit to the tried and true formula. There's not too much new here. It's just a fun kart racing game that you don't have to be a fan of NASCAR or Jimmie Johnson's to enjoy.
Hey! This company is my sanctum!